Do you remember this game? Better yet, if I were to ask you what first comes to your mind when you hear the term classic game, I'm willing to bet that most of you guys would think of games such as Natural Disaster Survival, Work at a Pizza Place, Flood Escape, or, if you're real fancy, Apocalypse Rising. However, I'm also willing to bet that, despite the first installation of this series releasing all the way back in 2010, you did not think of this game. The game in question that I will be discussing today is the Broken Bones series. Now, when I claim that this is Roblox's most forgotten game, I don't mean that it's not doing good. In fact, the fourth installment of this series actively has thousands of people playing it at all times. So, what makes this game so forgotten? Well, simply put, when looking at the impact games like Natural Disasters have had on the platform, you'd assume that Broken Bones, a series that has accumulated over 1 billion visits as a whole, would be talked about a lot more. Yet, when classic games are discussed, it's usually never in the picture. That's why today I aim to answer 3 simple questions. What makes this game so popular in the first place? What impact, if any, did it have on Roblox as a whole? And why is it so forgotten nowadays? But before we get into that, we need to discuss the Broken Bones is a series of games created by the Roblox developer Zaquil. The first game in the series, appropriately called Broken Bones, was created in October of 2010. In this game, the goal is to fall down a variety of stairs, slopes, and other objects in order to earn points. With these points, players were able to buy different items and stages in order to break more bones. Sounds simple, but intriguing, right? Well, what if I told you that this concept isn't exactly 100% original? The origins of these types of games can trace all the way back to 2008 with the game Fall Downstairs. I'll let you guess what that game was about. Alright, we're in Fall Downstairs. Okay, so we just go down here. Are we falling? Oh, wait. Oh, I have to equip the fall button. My bad. Is this the whole game? I think it is. I think it's just the whole game. Now, Fall Downstairs is still available to play on Roblox, unlike Broken Bones 1, which shut down in 2018. But fear not, cause nearly after 4 years, Broken Bones 2 would release. Broken Bones 2, released in August of 2014, was the second iteration in the Broken Bones series. The game featured many similarities with the first game, but added more maps, upgrades, and of course, game passes. This game would experience a lot more success than the first game, almost quintupling the visit count at a staggering 25 million, and be featured on the official Roblox channel for a game review. Now, when trying to play the game for itself, while it is open to the public, it still remains broken, a remnant of the game that it used to be. The same can almost be said for Broken Bones 3, the third installment of the series that was released in December of 2015. The game differed from the previous ones, adding new features such as cannons, catapults, and other various ways of launching yourself in order to break bones instead of the traditional method of, well, jumping off cliffs, as well as adding perks and abilities, both used to help the player maximize the amount of bones broken. Now, while this game wouldn't be as successful as the second, it was the first game to introduce the Broken Bones series onto console, most notably Xbox. And while playing it today is still kinda janky, at least it works unlike the other two. Now, for the most popular game in the series, and the one we'll be spending a majority of this video talking about today, Broken Bones 4. Broken Bones 4 is the most popular game in the Broken Bones series, having amassed over 1.5 billion visits, which can kind of make you wonder that if the other two games previously had 23 million, 25 million, 5 million visits respectively, how did this game get so popular? And why is no one talking about it now, since it still seems to be doing relatively well? Well, before we get into that, we need to discuss what made this game popular. And it's actually pretty simple. Broken Bones sounds like a stupid concept on paper, but the developer executed it in an idea that works really well on the Roblox landscape. The whole concept of the game and the gameplay loop is literally just jump off of cliffs, break bones, and earn money in order to break more bones. It's very simple that anyone can understand and is bound to be a hit. This, combined with numerous other ways for players to progress in the game, whether that be through utilities, upgrades, or different maps, keeps players coming back over and over again to try and break the most bones. In fact, I'm willing to bet that most of you guys didn't know there's a whole entire competitive scene for Broken Bones 4, for people who want to progress and climb the leaderboards without having outrageous upgrades and game passes stacked. Not even mentioning the YouTubers that helped bring this game to such heights in the first place. Dennis, Kindly Keaton, and Laserbeam all brought their audiences to this game, giving it the recognition it deserves and helping it reach new heights in popularity. And now that we've answered the first question, we need to tackle the second question, which is what impact did this game have on Roblox as a whole? The first thing we can automatically see in this game, even just by playing it once, is its use of ragdoll physics. Back in the early days of Roblox, ragdoll isn't exactly what it was now. As you see, there's quite a difference from Broken Bones 1 to Broken Bones 4, with Broken Bones 1 just being a bunch of flailing limbs, while Broken Bones 4 is authentic ragdoll when you hit every single rock or stud. This game's use of ragdoll helped bring popularity to the ragdoll mechanic, especially since its sequels were very popular for the time frame they were around. And although this game may not have been the first to implement ragdoll physics, it definitely helped boost it and definitely helped to revolutionize the way ragdolls were used in Roblox. Now, in order to figure out the last question of what makes Broken Bones so forgotten in the midst of other popular classic Roblox games, we need to define what forgotten means in this sense. Because if I did the regular term for forgotten, that being that no one remembers it, you could probably name 100 different classic Roblox games that nobody plays anymore. But the term I'm using for this video is, why don't people think of Broken Bones as a classic Roblox game? Why does it never come to mind? And to prove this, I asked my community polls and my Discord server this question, asking them when they thought of classic Roblox, what games did they think of? And not once did I get a Broken Bones response, despite the game being influential, especially on the YouTube and Roblox scene. And I think the simplest reason for this is the game just fell out of relevancy. With newer games popping up each and every single day, and even more classic games like Natural Disaster Survival being just such a staple in the Roblox community, that no one really minds Broken Bones anymore. No one really talks about it anymore, because there's other things to talk about. And by no means is the game doing bad. Actually, it's performing really well, having thousands of concurrent players, especially since it's summertime. Heck, there's a whole entire 5th game that I didn't talk about in this video. But I just think the biggest reason is that when it comes to ragdoll, other games have come out with ragdoll physics, making Broken Bones not really the only one that really utilizes this feature. And as for gameplay mechanics, people have found more interesting, more enticing, more intriguing video games to play on the platform. Whether that be stealing brain rots, walking through a bunch of doors, or even just clicking. I don't know. But no matter what people think of Broken Bones now, or lack thereof, we could still see it as a testament of classic Roblox and just how far Roblox has improved. From the very first game to the latest installment, which I'm just going to use Broken Bones 4 as an example because Broken Bones 5 just disappeared into the abyss. We could see just how much Roblox has improved, and we can always remember Broken Bones as the game that revolutionized the Roblox ragdoll scene, and despite the ever-changing platform, never lost sight of what it truly was. Always remember, Jesus loves you. Thanks for watching.